In a bid to diversify the nation's economy through agriculture, the Institute for Agricultural Research has made lots of discoveries of different products that can be produced from its mandate crops. This, alongside what the National Animal Production Research Institute, NAPRI, has been able to do in terms of value addition, forms our package for the week. My name is Gabriel Ojile, your anchor on the program. Keep watching. We will start the program with news stories. Making the rounds in the agricultural sector, federal government to scale up livestock contribution to GDP. Also, African Development Bank pledges support to enhance food security. Stay tuned for details. The federal government says it will soon scale up the contribution of the livestock subsector to the country's gross domestic product, GDP, from the present 5%. The Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Dr. Mahmoud Abubakar, stated this in Benin at the 57th Annual Congress of the Nigerian Veterinary Medical Association, NVMA. The Honorable Minister, who was represented by Dr. Maimuna Habib, said veterinarians have a role to play in this regard, noting that the present 5% contribution of livestock subsector to the GDP is inadequate. Mahmoud further stated that livestock production in Nigeria has been confronted with challenges of diseases such as contagious bovine pneumonia, CBPP, peste de petit ruminant, PPR, foot and mouth disease, FMD, avian influenza, African swine fever, among others. He commended the veterinarians both in the public and private sector for contributing their quota to guarantee optimal health of animals for improved production and productivity. He charged them to do more, while the ministry will continue to support them. Also speaking, NVMA President Dr. Ibrahim Shehu challenged the veterinarians to deploy their professional skills to manage the diseases and put an end to the importation of dairy products into the country. The president of the African Development Bank, AFDB, Dr. Akinwumi Adesina, recently received a high-level Nigerian delegation led by the Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Dr. Mahmoud Abubakar, and promised to continue supporting the Nigerian agricultural sector. The meeting is sequel to an address by Dr. Adesina at a midterm ministerial retreat presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari, where Adesina assured President Buhari that the African Development Bank would support the Nigerian government to tackle the country's food security challenges. During the visit by the delegation, Adesina urged the minister to concentrate on building the correct team and tactics to optimize the country's farming seasons. He added that this would dramatically increase food output, which will result in lower food prices. He said the bank's strategic support for Nigeria's food production will be hinged on 5 factors: support, scale, systemic, speed, and sustainability. The Honorable Minister, Mahmoud Abubakar, said his consultative mission to Abidjan was at the instance of President Buhari in order to examine ways Nigeria could enhance food production, lower food prices, and create wealth. Mahmoud said he was pleased with the bank's strategy to facilitate the production of 9 million metric tons of food in Nigeria to support the country in raising self-sufficiency in food production, as that will reverse the ugly trend of sharp increase in prices of food in the country. He added that the bank's special agro-processing zones initiative is a laudable one, and Nigeria is grateful for it.
All what we did here is mechanized.
It's back to land, back to agriculture.
I can supply the milk factories for milk.
That's the new norm for employment and for wealth creation. Get your piece of the action.
Before farming, we will spread the manure.
There to take on agribusiness.
They have been working in terms of making sure they give us new breeds.
Seize the opportunity you have been waiting for. Watch Transforming Agriculture in Nigeria, showing every Friday at 8:30 p.m. on the NTA network service.
Research is the bedrock of every possibility. In the past, Nigeria produced cocoa and exported them without value addition. But today, as the country continues to develop, there is value addition to cocoa in Nigeria. Similarly, before we consume legumes and cereals without value addition, but with more research, Nigeria has discovered different ways of adding value to these crops. In our segment, Record of the FDA, we are showcasing products that can be produced from IAR mandate crops as well as NAPRI's dairy products. Sit back and watch.
The Institute for Agricultural Research, IAR, in Zaria, Kaduna State, has the mandate to research into genetic improvement of crops like maize, sorghum, soybeans, groundnut, cowpea, cotton, jatropha, sunflower, among other crops. The Institute has done excellently well by producing high-yielding crop varieties. IAR also considers enhancing the value chain of its mandate crops. But what is value chain?
Value chain means all the processing, all the steps involved from planting to the time you consume. Then we now come to the production, what we call value addition of our produce, which is also part of the chain.
One of the important aspects of the value chain is value addition. IAR has a product development research program to bring out discoveries that can add value to its mandate crops.
The mandate of the program is to evaluate the nutritive value of the Institute mandate crops, and also to look at the suitability of using these mandate crops for both household and also for industrial processing, and also to monitor the level of toxic compounds or materials that may be found in some of these mandate crops.
The research to make the maize, cowpea, soybeans, and other mandate crops suitable for value addition starts from the breeding stage of the crops. In this regard, IAR has an analytical laboratory to check the toxic compound and nutritional laboratory to check the nutritional content.
In terms of nutritional value, now the breeders, in their own aspect of breeding, they normally breed for crops that have high nutritive value. Typical example is the full vitamin A, and then we have the quality protein maize and other mandate crops. The breeders are now working on it to now improve upon the quality. Then at that one end here in the product development program, normally through fortification of these mandate crops when producing any of the technologies, we fortify the mandate crops so that we increase or improve their nutritive value. Typical example of this is the composite bread that we have, which is made from cereal or the mandate cereal crop that we have, and also by adding soybeans to it. This will now improve the quality in terms of nutritive value.
The Product Development Research Program of the Institute for Agricultural Research has made a lot of breakthroughs by developing some products which include sweetened Samil flakes, spice Samaz flakes, IAR Dettol, hair shampoo, among others from its mandate crops.
In terms of breakthrough, one of the major breakthroughs is the production of technology for the processing of these flakes made from cereal crops, just like the conventional cornflakes that we have. So we have developed flakes using our mandate crops, using sorghum fortified or maybe in a composite form with other cereal crops. This is one of the breakthroughs we have in the program. Also, we have developed under 5 or maybe infant formulation, that children under 0 to 5 years can be able to be fed on that. And also we have some composite faster that we have done, which is a combination of the IR mandate crops and other leguminous crops that will now produce a composite pasta.
We develop some products from confectionery. We have our cosmetics, the grains from IR Research Institute, maize, sorghum, cowpea, soya beans. So we develop those things into composite flour and make some snacks, confectionaries, bread, cake, cookies, donuts, what have you. So from those IAR mandate crops.
The whole essence of these products developed by IAR is to improve the livelihoods of farmers and the industrialists.
It can help the youth and local women to sustain their living. In making them to self-employed, they can produce this thing at home comfortably, and it's acceptable by the public because we have these grains abundant in our communities. It's not only, they only know eating of tuwo, masara, kunu, all those things. So we now sat down and think that we can develop these things into another form, another food method. Instead of eating tuwo in morning, in the evening, afternoon, they can use it as breakfast, especially like the cookies, cake. It can be eaten as mid-lunch. It can be taken as breakfast, even dinner if you want to eat any light food.
Similarly, the National Animal Production Research Institute, NAPRI, is also making impact in the dairy industry. NAPRI, through research, has increased the milk production of cows in Nigeria. The indigenous cow can milk only 1 to 2 liters per day, while the indigenous crossbreed has the capacity of producing 8 to 12 liters of milk per day. However, the research does not stop there. It also researches into ways of processing milk into different products.
We use the milking machine to milk the animals here, and the idea of using the milking machine helps us extract totally the milk. In that case, we can do away with mastitis incidences if other management practices are kept in place. And while the animals is being milked, after milking, we weigh the milk, and we now use the churn and the sieve to sieve the milk of particles that are unwanted. While the milk gotten here is being transferred to the dairy processing plant to be processed into other products such as yogurt, cheese, butter, and ghee.
Understanding the hygienic method of milking is key to milk production and processing.
There's a lot of difference between the way we milk here and the way let me just put it this way, the way they use hand to milk. Okay, this one, you use machine to milk. It's more easier, more faster, and you can be able to extract the whole milk. But by using hands, there's so many. In fact, if you're using hands, there's so many ways that you can contaminate the milk.
There is a milk processing factory in NAPRI. The institute has been into the production of yogurt in low capacity, but with the modern equipment in this factory, the capacity of production will be increased upon installation.
Once you receive the milk, do all the necessary tests that we're supposed to do. We then put them in this bulk tank. It's called a bulk tank, and the capacity is 1,000 liters of milk. For storage? For storage, and that is where the processing will start from. So this one is the chiller or the cooling system. It's not this way. The format is not this way. We are just keeping it for assembling. It has not been stored the way it's supposed to be. So this is the chiller, the cooling system. After the process we have inoculated, we'll keep it in this place to chill it. So it's going to serve as a freezer. Then this one is our treatment tank. Because we have to treat all the machines, we have to wash them before. We have to wash the machine before and after. This is the water tank. This is the acid tank. This is the caustic soda. This is where the chemicals for the washing is going to be. We'll start with the caustic soda, the acid, the water tank. But we'll repeat it before and after production so that you'll be sure that the fats are not settling in your machine to avoid contamination.
NAPRI Dairy Processing Factory will be well equipped as different sections are fitted with functional equipment to ensure standard and quality.
This one is our homogenizer. Yogurt, the way this cake, we call it caking, as in the way they thickens. When you turn it, if you don't turn it very well, there's some yogurt when you drink it, you'll be noticing some lumps inside the yogurt. So, but if you have a homogenizer, this homogenizer will tend to break all the molecules into smaller particles so that all of them can be joined together. So you will not be noticing those lumps in the yogurt. That's the work of this homogenizer. It homogenizes the whole yogurt.
The whole essence of research by the Institute for Agricultural Research and the National Animal Production Research Institute in ensuring value addition on crops and animal is not for profit making, but to make such findings available to farmers and investors wishing to go into processing. In our next segment, Partnership for Development, we will showcase the effort made by these research institutes to communicate those technologies to the end users. Keep watching.
We try to avoid any chemical form of fertilizer or anything.
So from this place, what we learn here, that is what we take to our road.
I hope you are following the normal procedure of feeding. We'll be fascinated seeing things moving.
Value addition is an important aspect of agricultural value chain that plays a significant role in motivating both the farmers and others in the value chain. This is because the more processing factories come up, the more farmers are motivated to farm more because the farmers will be able to market their products.
Farmers will produce more if there is market for what they are producing, or if there is use for whatever they are producing. So through this program, most of these cereal crops that farmers are producing, we are trying to now research into finding what other ways that these mandate crops can be used. Like I said, the sunflower cake. Initially, people don't don't produce sunflower, but now we are now trying to find ways that this sunflower can be used in producing variety of items. One of which is the one that I mentioned, the use of the sunflower to produce detergent, the use of the sunflower to produce soap, and also the cake of the sunflower after the extraction of the oil. This is a high nutritive material that can be used in feeding poultry and other farm animals. So after the extraction of the oil, the byproduct, which is the cake, is also of economic importance, of which farmers can be able to utilize it, or maybe feed millers can use it in formulating poultry ration and other farm animal diets.
The Institute for Agricultural Research has also made tremendous efforts to communicate these products developed in these institutes to farmers.
We attend agri shows. The National Agricultural Show, normally we attend it and then we showcase our findings. Also, we attend conferences and where we have radio programs. These are, even this program that you are now about to air, we normally showcase our breakthroughs.
Aside agri shows where farmers get to know about these products developed, the Institute also trains farmers on how they can add value to their crops.
By training them to know how to come about the use of these grains into those products, then it can help them income development. It can help them generate funds, help them to train their children up to the university, because we have trained some women and youth in the recent past year, and we can see their product they learned from us even in the market.
Similarly, the National Animal Production Research Institute has also made efforts to train farmers to use some local utensils for processing of cow milk into finished products.
People used to come here for excursion, for learning. We have students, we have ABU students, even from other students, and we even do training. Some people used to come for training and we train them. Some will come for 3 months, 6 months, and we train them from the scratch, all the process from the receiving of milk and to the packaging. And we have students that have started their own. We have so many of them that last year the Kaduna State sent up to 600 participants to this place, and they were all trained.
Nigeria spends a lot on the importation of dairy products, but with the effort of NAPRI and concerted effort from other stakeholders, sooner or later, Nigeria will attain self-sufficiency in dairy products production.
The dairy importation is a serious problem to Nigeria because we are losing money. As at the last time, Nigeria spent about 1.2 to 1.5 billion US dollars importing dairy products. So if we can harness our dairy enterprise in Nigeria, we'll go a long way. We have the market. We are a population of over 200 million people in this country. And most people cherish these dairy products. And most importantly, we need to harmonize our dairy activities and give more priority to funding of research, especially in the dairy subsector. Especially like we have done with other farmers, forming them into clusters for milk collection, and thereby we improve their livelihood.
The voice of a farmer is a voice of hope for food security in Nigeria. In our next segment, Farmers Speak. Let's hear from one of the farmers we interviewed. Keep watching.
Lallai sun bana koyi kamar noman shinkafa da noman masara, kuma kan alhamdulillah da wake duka duk sun nuna mana yadda ake, kuma kan mun gode mun amfana da shi. Da kamar shinkafa in na shuka rabin buhu haka nakan samu kamar wajen buhu 20, amma yanzu in aka shuka buhu guda nakan samu kamar wajen buhu 50.
Sugarcane refers to several species and hybrids of tall perennial grasses that are used for sugar production. They belong to the economically important flowering plant family that includes maize, wheat, rice, sorghum, and many forage crops. It is native to the warm temperate to tropical regions of India, Southeast Asia, New Guinea, and some other parts of Africa. It accounts for 79% of sugar produced. Most of the rest is made from sugar beets. Sugarcane juice is alkaline in nature because of the high concentration of calcium, magnesium, potassium, iron, and manganese, which help prevent diseases like cancer that cannot survive in an alkaline environment. Third, it is useful in fighting various types of cancer, such as prostate and breast cancer. Sugarcane has other benefits such as aiding digestion, heart disease prevention, weight loss, and for treating skin imperfections. Sugarcane is the world's largest crop by production quantity, with 1.8 billion tons produced in 2017, and Brazil accounting for 40% of global production. In 2012, the Food and Agriculture Organization estimated it was cultivated on about 26 million hectares, that is, 64 million acres, in more than 90 countries of the world. That same year, Africa cultivated 1.2 million hectares of sugarcane, producing 72.1 million metric tons as a result. Notable sugar-producing countries in tropical Africa are Mauritius, Kenya, Sudan, Zimbabwe, Madagascar, Cote d'Ivoire, Ethiopia, Malawi, Zambia, Tanzania, Nigeria, Cameroon, and Zaire. Nigeria is a big producer of the sugarcane with a land potential of over 500,000 hectares of suitable cane fields capable of producing over 3 million metric tons of sugarcane. Nigeria's sugarcane production hovered around 1.42 million tons in 2018, a slight reduction from 1.49 million tons the previous year. Much of northern Nigeria, including states like Kwara, Kaduna, Jigawa, Adamawa, and Sokoto, supports sugarcane cultivation provided water for irrigation is available.
Processing of crops and animal into finished or semi-finished products indeed has a great potential to make the Nigerian agricultural sector more viable as a mainstay of the nation's economy. Indeed, value addition holds the key to wealth and job creation in the agricultural sector. Herein lies the need for state governments and industrialists to invest in value addition of agro-products. Livelihoods and the nation's economy will be better for it. See you next time on Transforming Agriculture in Nigeria. Until then, think agriculture, sleep agriculture, dream agriculture.